Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dynamic Man and today I'm going to be sharing even more details you might have missed about Monster Hunter World. This will most likely be the last details you've missed as I've pretty much covered everything there is to share, to my knowledge at least, but fear not. I've got a couple more videos on Monster Hunter World still in the works, and with the release of Dragon's Dogma 2 just around the corner, you can expect a lot more videos on that. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. Starting off, a couple of the viewers mentioned this from the first video I did where I spoke about mining minerals off of Orogan and Radaban. Well, it turns out you can also do the same to Zinogre to acquire Fulgur bugs from its back using a capture net. Zinogre's electric abilities come from it having a symbiotic relationship with these thunderbugs that allow it to supercharge itself and use thunder attacks. It's strongest when it's at its fully charged state, but you can revert it back to its normal state if you remove the bugs from its body. Its design also appears to be inspired by the Shinto god of lightning, Raiju, as they both share a very close resemblance. If you pay close attention to it at night in the ancient forest, you might come across it occasionally howling towards the moon like an actual wolf. Okay, moving on. I'm sure by now you've come across the little toads that are scattered around the various biomes. You might have even kicked one or a few and completely immobilized yourselves. Well, according to the wiki, these little guys are listed under environmental hazards. You can capture them using a capture net to have them as pets in your room, but what's more interesting about them is if you observe them closely is how they react when there are larger monsters nearby. Next, you've probably experienced the environment changing during a fight. There are several that occur. The landslide in the Hoarfrost Reach, the sinkhole in the Wildspire Waste, and the dam breaking in the ancient forest where the Rathian and Rathalos nest is. What you might have missed is that aside from the monsters taking damage from the initial event occurring, they also take a huge amount of fall damage. It's easiest to show at the ancient forest. If you break the dam then immediately run and jump down to the bottom, you can see the monsters come crashing down. It's pretty neat. This next one really blew my mind. Did you know that the grass around you reacts differently depending on the level of bowgun ammo you're using? If you fire a level 1 ammo, the grass only slightly recoils. The sway increases slightly with level 2, and with level 3 it's very noticeable. The amount of effort and details the devs put into Monster Hunter World is incredible. Another cool or hot detail in this case that can be quite rare to witness is when you fight Kushala Daora. If there is another monster that uses fire attacks like Lunestra, or if you happen to get it to the lava area of the Elder's Recess, then whenever it uses its Wind Tornado attack, it will merge with the fire to create a flame vortex. What's really interesting is that it's not really supposed to go down to Area 12, so the devs intentionally put that detail in. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced that before. Let's head over to the Hoarfrost Reach next. There are several hidden or less known areas in this region, and one of them involves the previously mentioned Kushala Daora. You can find the shed skin of a rusted Kushala Daora in this hidden area of the map. Getting there can be quite challenging, but I'll show you how to do it. If you start off in area 13 then head to this cavern, you can either jump down and climb up, or you can use the wedge beetle to swing across. Once you're on the other side, look up until you see these two wedge beetles and use them to swing up to the top. Once there, just follow this route I'm taking until you get here. Be careful not to jump down here though. Now you have to do a bit of parkour and wall hop all the way to the top. This can be a bit tricky, so be patient. Once you've made it to the top, look to your right and use the wedge beetle to traverse the gap, then run all the way down to the hot spring and use it to project yourself over to the top. Here you can collect the Millennium Butterbur along with the Snow White, if it's spawned, which give you a lot of resource points and it adds a new item to the canteen. Once you've done that, then use the wedge beetle at the end here to get over to the ledge here, and then from there just run down to the shed skin. Interestingly, the Rusted Kushala Diora you fight in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate also happens to reside in the snowy region, so this is a nice nod to that. Moving on, there is a second hidden ledge that you can jump down for gathering bone piles after leaving the central camp. If you follow the route I take until you get here, then jump down to where you can gather the bone piles, you can then jump down again for a shortcut to Area 8 and you'll resurface by the pool. And finally, we have a bit of an obscure one. Did you know that you can put small monsters to sleep? It never really occurred to me to try this, but you can get them to do some interesting stuff. If you push them along to a different area, they will wake up and instinctively head back to the original area you found them in. I tried it out on a few different monsters, but I left a few for you to try on, so let me know how it goes. And that's pretty much it. I know it's a slightly shorter one than usual, but nonetheless, let me know in the comments if you try any of these out. And as always, I really appreciate you watching. According to my analytics, most of you have probably left by now, but if you're still here, then thank you for watching all the way to the end. I've been having a lot of issues with the audio capture software that I use, but I switched to a new one, so hopefully you can no longer hear the annoying popping noises every so often. A question for you, will you be playing Dragon's Dogma 2 and would you be interested in seeing a standalone character creation video from me? With all that said, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.